Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And Monkey.
And welcome to part 2 of Monkey's Disney World Trip Report podcast because, by God, a week in Disney World is so epic we can't possibly fit it all in one conversation. Am I right?
Yay.
Woo! Festivities! Let's get it hyped up, people. Energy level.
Yes! Energy! I mean, I know the Energy Pavilion is gone now because they're putting in Guardians, but still! Energy!
All right, Monkey, so you are, it's been like what? Like a little less than a week since you've gotten back?
If that. It's only been like a few days, really.
Darn.
And I got back Monday night, so...
How you feeling, Monkey? If you don't mind me asking about a sensitive topic, how's the post-Disney depression going?
I wouldn't call it depression. It's been, like, kind of weird, I guess, to think, like, wait, that happened? Yeah, that was an episode. It's like I'm in some new time now.
Yeah, the new time thing was trippy for me, too.
Well, I mean, also, like, you know, new time in my life or whatever. Like, whatever
yeah,
post-Disney stuff.
All right, so Monkey, this is an important segue into your trip because you've gone through all 4 of the parks, my friend, and you still have 3 full days and then 1 morning and afternoon left.
Yeah, and again, all I did at studios at this point was 2 things. It was just a brief stop.
So this is a transitional point in your trip where instead of focusing on all the stuff that you haven't been on before, well, you're still going to do stuff that you've never seen before. There's still stops to make along the way when it comes to that journey. We're kind of focusing more on the overall experience in this one. We're kind of focusing more on kind of Monkey. I'm counting on you to kind of weave the narrative here. I really want this to be a story here. So
regale us with your adventures, so to speak.
Okay, so day 4, I went to do extra magic hours in the morning in Magic Kingdom. I could have gotten there earlier. I wondered why.
Stressing out about this.
Yeah, I wondered why Haunted Mansion wasn't open during there, but whatever. So I get there, not by monorail. We'll get to that. So I get there. I did Winnie the Pooh. Then so I got off that in time. So like a few minutes before rope drop. So I go from there. I did the mansion.
Nice.
And then I got on the monorail, not the express monorail, because that was not open yet for whatever reason, the resort monorail. So here was a certain chance to see the 5-legged goat in the Contemporary. Or whatever. I get to Transportation Ticket Center, switch monorails. And this was actually the first time I had taken a monorail into Epcot.
Oh, how was that?
That was neat. It was also a chance to see just how many people were going into the park.
Was it bad?
I mean, it was a lot of people. I don't know if I'd call it too bad, but it's like, wow, that's a lot of people. So whatever. So we get in there, like, you know, when like the park has just opened, and like this was the main park for the day. I meet up with my parents and we get in line to finally do Test Track. Yes, at last, like it had rained the other day at Epcot, so we didn't get to do it, and I hadn't done the new version yet.
Monkey.
Tiki.
Is this the most disappointing ride of the trip?
Yes.
All right, I had a feeling.
Yeah, I had sent a message saying, like, so I did Test Track. Kind of sucked. Then I deleted it so I could say that here.
I mean, honestly, Monkey, the reason why I like Test Track is for 2 reasons. A, it's got single rider. B, it does provide an adrenaline rush, and you know I'm a thrill junkie.
Yeah, that ending is very thrilling. It is
not to mention, I do have some, nice memories on it with my grandma who really, really loved it.
Oh, yeah.
One of her favorite trips. So
yeah. And honestly, a lot of my thoughts are, especially in comparison to the previous version. So, like, I just feel like the original version, like, accomplished what it wanted to so much better. Like,
the original version, I wouldn't necessarily call immersive, but it definitely has
at least, like,
a theme to it.
Yeah, but I also mean in the sense of like they told you like, okay, here's how we're testing it. Like, here's the stuff we're testing, and you can figure how it's being tested. Like, in this one, I don't really get what they're testing and how it's being tested. You could say.
I hate the create a car mechanic. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that bit was. I mean, I don't mind the idea, but it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
I could entirely go without it.
Yeah, and also the original was more tactile. Like, say, you had bumpy roads, or you had the hot and cold section. Whereas this one, they say we're going to test weather, and they just project rain onto a wall, and maybe have some lightning-shaped flash on a wall. Meh. So anyway, so that was Test Track. Then we went to the seas with Nemo and friends, and you know what? The anglerfish still wasn't moving.
Huh.
I am really disappointed by this, Dragon.
I mean, yeah,
All right,
it's
by the anglerfish, yeah.
Yeah, I won't deny it's not that great a ride, but I still kind of like it.
I like the song, and I know the song's from the musical. So.
Yeah, and the bit where they're in the tank at the end was cooler than I remember. So, yeah, so went through that ride, looked around the exhibit a bit. Then, let's see, I was waiting. So past the time for a popcorn stand to open, I went through Figment. Feasted upon the...
Hold on. What's significant about the popcorn stand?
It wasn't open yet. I was probably hungry, and...
Oh, okay.
And it was like... Yeah, it wasn't open yet. Figment was nearby and a way to... It was nearby. It was near our first Fast Pass and a way to pass time.
Gotcha. And how was Figment the second time?
Still a nice one?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, it's Figment. But yeah, I mean, obviously the popcorn was the thing that held this entire fucking trip together.
Really?
Yes, I mean, one salt placed on the kernel in the wrong way, and this all would have been wrecked. Like, I would never have been able to enjoy Splash Mountain again.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Well, it's a sarcasm effect.
I can see that.
Yeah, but anyway, so we used our first Fast Pass at Living with the Land. That we had time to kill before our second Fast Pass. So
did you need the Fast Pass for Living with the Land either of the two times you did it?
First time, probably not. Second time, yeah.
Okay.
It's a way to get through that ride faster.
Sure, of course.
So yeah, we're wondering, well, what do we do now before our next thing? And was it Disney Pixar Short Film Festival is nearby, but I don't want to do. So no.
Womp womp womp.
Well, so much for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If it wasn't for Feast being in there, I totally would have done it.
You guys really have it out for Feast. I don't know what gives.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, I probably have partially different reasons, but yeah, I never cared for it. I mean, I would love to watch Get a Horse in 4D. I would love that. I've always wanted that. But anyway, so what we did decide to do was go to Impressions de France.
Oh, okay. I want to talk about this one.
Yeah, I had done once on the previous trip, so did it again. The auditorium is very lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of like this thing especially kind of reminded me of this one Broadway theater, the Booth Theater, but whatever. Of course, you know, it's the
old school Epcot attraction. That's what I love about it. I can't wait to experience it again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my one issue is that it was kind of long. Like I did feel it could have been shorter, but you know, I definitely, you know, there's stuff to appreciate. Like it's like the wide and epic scope of it. It's a mellow one.
I really like that they use the aquarium music at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
See, Space Mountain, a Disney attraction, can still have that music.
Right.
And it doesn't need to be a surf guitar. It can be its own thing. Keep your Giacchino. Okay, well, whatever. Let's go on.
Okay, what next?
So, we took the boat across the World Showcase Lagoon to Future World. I mean, lucky yes, the boat pulled up like right as we were arriving, and I'd never taken a boat on the World Showcase Lagoon before. That was pretty cool to be on that lagoon.
Yeah, it was a neat feeling. I agree.
Yeah. So we used our second fast pass at Figment. Yeah, it helped save time. Then we did Grand Fiesta Tour on the way to our third fast pass, Frozen. Frozen, I don't think I have any stories about this particular ride, but there is a funny little anecdote I kind of wanted to share that I didn't get around to last time.
All right.
Tiki, I've told you this story before, but... So, around the end of September, I had a dream... Like, I don't think I had confirmed being on this trip yet, but whatever. So, I had a dream where I was riding Frozen Ever After. And it gets to the part, the doors open for the Let It Go room. And, so of course in the ride, it's Elsa on the balcony singing Let It Go. But in my dream, it was an animatronic on the balcony of Mr. Krabs singing his song from the SpongeBob musical.
Yes, I remember this.
Strange. Very strange.
Like, the door's open and you have Mr. Krabs there. Life is short and the end is near. It's important to identify what you hold. You get the idea. I remember, like, even in the dream when getting off the ride, I was like, yeah, it made sense that if they were going to replace it with anyone, it would be Krabs.
Of course. Anyways.
Anyway, so from there we went to Canada. They should mark that attraction's entrance better.
Yeah, but it is a really good facade, and it's the closest you're going to get to Knott's Berry Farm at Epcot.
That is an excellent point. I wish I'd thought of that. Well, I guess between that and the Mexico Pavilion.
No, but I think that is even closer to Knott's, though.
Yeah.
It feels just like Knott's. The Mexico Pavilion just aesthetically in pictures looks like Knott's.
Yeah, like the outside at least.
Yeah.
Hey, Monkey, you didn't happen to take in any live shows while you were there, did you? I think it'd be more Magic Kingdom, but did you take in any shows while you were there?
I don't think I did at Epcot, but I mean, obviously, like, we had Nemo before, and there'll be some stuff at the studios, so... I unfortunately did not get to visit Mr. Yeehaw Bob. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Canada. I like that little countdown thing they have in there. But yeah, this was a nice film. Like, I mean, the projectors could definitely be updated. Like, I could hear them flickering.
Honestly, I think that kind of adds to the charm of Circle Vision for me, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Good thing my parents had a Circle Vision camera. Yeah, I noticed, like, it seemed like the action was mainly staged on one side of the auditorium. But whatever, it's still a nice movie. I mean, the opening scene was great. Like the argument with Corey Burton and Martin Short, that was wonderful. And of course, I was wondering what you'd said that Impressions to France Dig would be.
Yes.
I assumed it would be like about the number of screens. But no, this was a good one. So yeah, we did Canada. From there, my parents went back to the hotel. I took in a last ride on Spaceship Earth.
So this was your final Epcot day?
Yeah, this was my last time at Epcot.
Okay.
I do wish I made it back. But that's the past, I guess. So yeah, we were in the lounge for a while, and it's nice they had some of these playing in there.
Ah,
nice.
And I'm wondering, like, I think it was somewhere around this point I figured, like, because we had planned to do like Fantasia Gardens that night, and I'm figuring, wait a minute, I might actually be able to catch DuckTales tonight, but But thankfully, Tiki, you informed me there was no new DuckTales that week.
Yep, I saved you from a wasted time.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, my friend.
But yeah, so I went into the room and I figured, like, well, let's see if there's anything else on this TV other than that one channel with the hours and show times and whether... like, it's nice, but is there actual TV on here? And there was, and there's also other stuff, like, a channel showing these Mickey cartoons, and a channel that was devoted to showing Timon and Pumbaa safety shorts about when you're on the go.
Oh my god, I would watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, so did we.
Oh my god. You see, that's the kind of trip I want to take with you guys. That's awesome.
It reminds me of the bonus features on the releases of Lion King 2, and Lion King 1.5, where they have all those Timon and Pumbaa interactive kind of rides. And
yeah, but this was like a series of short films, like, and a lot of them reusing same bits, but
sure,
like. And it was also like with this one longer short about them where they're trying to get to Pride Rock for the presentation of Simba. And they take all these different transportations there, like, and Pumbaa keeps talking about, like, this is how my special safety compass shows how to be safe. Like, slow down, pay attention, you use special equipment, don't distract. And it's kind of funny, like, weird to see Pumbaa get mad at Timon near the end, because they've taken all these different types of transport.
They're like adding a bunch of development and character depth to Timon and Pumbaa, Monkey.
Yeah.
Well, they did have a whole animated series, Tiki.
Yeah. Was it? The weird thing is, I think the guy who voices Timon in these shorts was an extra Muppeteer at the Hollywood Bowl.
Weird.
Yeah. It's not even the guy who would normally do the Nathan Lane impressions. It's someone else. Still learn Isabella as Pumbaa. Or whatever. So it's like they get... Whatever. So it's like... They've taken all this transportation, like, they've literally gone around the world. I mentioned it to you guys how at one point they accidentally end up on the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. So, like, they're on the bus, they're finally pulling up to Pride Rock, and Pumbaa's like, hey, Timon, isn't that our mailbox? So you had us take the taxi, then the plane, the boat, the bus, and we live so close we could have walked!
Now we need to see Helga and Harold remake this. That's what we need to see.
Good one. Was it, there's something for one of the shorter ones where it's like train safety, where this line that just amuses me, like, now Timon, since we don't normally take the train. Well, whatever. So yeah, I enjoyed some of that. I checked out this little community hall place at the boardwalk. It's like some little place to hang out. Kids can play. They have a pinball machine in there, which especially piqued my interest.
Of course.
And it was free.
That's always good.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had figured, like, this, I got an idea. So what we did was that we decided not to do Fantasia Gardens this night. Instead, we decided to go to Hollywood Studios to try and make sure we got in a showing of Fantasmic.
All right.
I went there by myself first so I could get in a ride on Tower of Terror. It was on this time I noticed there was some General Electric thing in the boiler room. So obviously, cue jokes of General Electric presents the Tower of Terror. And also its sister attraction, the Twilight Zone Carousel of Progress, hosted by Rod Serling.
Oh, well, that's a Carousel of Progress overlay I want to see. Oh my god.
Sounds amazing.
Sure, looks like it's springtime again. Here. The Carousel of Progress. So yeah, we did that. And then, well, we kind of got to Fantasmic an hour and a half before, but worked out. We got seats. And we were in, like, one of the center sections, actually.
Nice.
But then we realized they'd probably, for whatever reason, let us into the dining plan section of the show. Yeah, which, it's cool we got a good view, but then it's like, oh shit, I don't think I'd be able to step out to get a refreshment because I don't have whatever blue ticket.
That sucks.
Yeah, and also there was, a little rain before, which concerned me, and also some lightning in the background, but show went on. Hallelujah.
Yeah, no one lives forever.
What?
I'm saying the lightning and everything. No one lives forever. You're in Disney, darn it. You're gonna go with mouse ears on.
All right.
Look, let me just ask you something right now.
Oh God.
Is it better?
Okay.
Okay, look, we're gonna do this no other option, all right? I put my foot down. No other option. It's either good or it's either better or worse.
Monkey can.
I disagree. Sorry. I'm sorry, Dragon, but the way I see it, some of these things aren't necessarily better or worse.
I can't make
Look,
a decision.
this one doesn't have an other, okay?
Fine. I'm gonna say it's not better.
I'm gonna say the queue is actually better, and I'm gonna say the show is definitely not better.
Bingo. I mean, this one actually has a queue.
Right. It's not just like, hey, let's congest a big important walkway in the middle of the park. Huzzah!
I mean, yeah, Disney does have performing on, in the middle of the park going for it, like not just some separate area, but on the other hand, well, this is a separate area. I mean, but yeah, this was interesting slash
actual seats.
Oh yeah. They don't have backs, but it's seats. I mean, obviously this isn't as good as either version that California has had, but it's probably fine enough if you haven't seen either of them.
Like, so I take it wouldn't probably be worth it for me to check it out.
That's gonna be up to you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how much you want to see certain parts of it, or how much you care to see it. But yeah, like, was it this one overuses its missed screens? I think, like that whole bubble section. But it actually was pretty cool having all the villains at first. Like when they're first gathering, forgive me, like when they are first gathering, it's actually pretty cool. Like, oh my god, all these villains are coming together. But then, like, of course, by the time that they're all laughing and being defeated, it's like so many of them, like, yeah, you didn't need that many. In fact, like when Maleficent showed up, I'm like, another villain? Oh yeah, what was it? It was funny. Throughout the show, there was like maybe illumination or something, but other fireworks going off in the background.
How was the Pocahontas scene?
It's probably what you expect.
So not much.
Nah. I do appreciate that in their version, Moana's on the boat at the end.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, why didn't you do that here, Disney? I don't know if you've changed it since, but I mean, dude, you reopened the show, long enough after Moana. You could have had her on there.
Yeah, you're doing good, Disney. Well, you can do better.
Speaking of Disney being able to do better, it took so long to get back to the hotel after this.
Oh man, I remember this. I remember you live tweeting this.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like, we decided not to walk. Probably, save footwork. They were probably running one bus between all 5 Crescent Lake hotels.
Ooh.
So it took a long time for the thing to show up. I even, kind of for the shit of it, I pulled up the Winnie the Pooh bus safety video on my phone. I probably wasn't that effective at passing the time, but whatever. And then, I think they even had to get a disabled guest on once the bus finally showed up, so that lengthened the process. And then, oh yeah, I think this was when, some people near where I was sitting really got on my nerves. Like, really stressed me out because they were being a bit noisy. Like, one of them was a
Lucky, there's
child.
always one bus ride every trip where it's just like, oh God, I hate people.
There's always
Yeah,
that one
like,
group, that one
what was
guy.
it? The way that it was, the lineup was set up, Boardwalk would have been like the last stop. I mean, thankfully for us, the driver forgot to stop at the beach club. So, stop sooner. Okay, so next day, Hollywood Studios Day. We went to Muppets.
Yeah.
We did Muppets. We had time, so we did stand by at store tours. It's weird to see the same uniforms there.
Right.
I don't think I'm gonna bother with an Is It Better for this one. You're welcome, Dragon.
All right, real quick with the Muppets, did you do some exploring around the kind of the Muppet Vision area? Because I saw that they kind of there's this really cool kind of Henson tradition they do in the park, from what I heard, where they kind of paint they paint Muppet features onto like the pipes and stuff.
I don't think I saw it this time, but I definitely remember when they used to have that here. And also the way the area is set up now is kind of weird because of the Star Wars construction.
See.
Yeah, so Star Tours. So yeah, we go through there. We got the Falcon opening and Poe's transmission.
Nice.
Yeah, we did. So then, first Fast Pass, Tower of Terror. And then second. No, wait, too early. Sorry. Second Fast Pass was at Rock and Roller Coaster. I noticed that while we were waiting in the area for our Fast Pass to become active, they were playing Queen music, and it made me want Rock and Roller Coaster starring Queen.
Yes, that would be pretty good. Maybe as a tie-in with that Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Yeah, let's get Rami Malek over here.
Yeah, and because it's in a theme park, we can also leave out AIDS.
Oh God.
Yeah, dark.
Anyway,
okay.
so yeah,
AIDS.
Let's see. I mean, the station launch area after the pre-show, that area is great. I enjoyed this one more than I expected. I'd been on it before, but I think some of my main memories were of it being pretty rough. So I wasn't looking forward to that. And it is a rough one. I do wish it was smoother, but it wasn't too rough.
Looping coaster. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm gonna go on this instead of Rip Ride Rocket. Like, it was definitely not as bad as Rip Ride Rocket. And I mean, I do also think like the restraints are better on the coaster formerly known as California Screamin', because like I didn't have to squeeze my head through them. But no, this was still a fun one. I think what made it for me was the blacklit physical things. No, it's physical stuff and it's black lights. They're cool.
Right.
So at this time, we went across the street and we saw Beauty and the Beast live on stage.
All right. There we go.
Well, first off, I love that they had show tunes playing beforehand, like stuff from My Fair Lady. Freaking La Cage aux Folles. Yes. Yeah, playing La Cage aux Folles in a Disney park. Yes. That is awesome. The stuff before Belle reaches the castle is decent. Like, no pun intended, there was something there. And then after
There's something there.
There's something there that there may be something there that wasn't there for the rest of this play. So after that, it's like, what? What is this? The way my mother said it was like this show had dementia or Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, what am I watching? Like, you're skipping so much essential stuff. Like especially for a show that's trying to tell the story of we're telling the story of the movie. So that was that.
What did it miss?
A lot.
A lot. Quite a bit.
Like, where's
Be Our Guest? Was that gone?
No, Be Our Guest is in there, but Dragon, have you seen the show?
No, I've seen a few live performances years back. I saw Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But not Beauty and the Beast.
I think I can't remember. I might have seen it way back when. That might have been the other one I'm trying to think of, but I mean, don't remember.
Don't get me wrong, I'm glad this helped make the Broadway show happen, but the Broadway show is so much better. The Broadway show, this ain't. But yeah, Dragon, like, look this up. You may be kind of baffled. Like, that is a great word to describe the reaction to what they do.
I had the same reaction, Dragon.
So, anyway, from there, on the way to our next thing, I caught a glimpse of R2-D2 and C-3PO on stage in front of the Chinese.
Nice. Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, they have that big stage there. I didn't really take time to see any of their shows, but I caught a couple glimpses of things, so them included.
And art imitating life, the whole Grauman's Chinese theater of it all, you know?
Used our third,
yeah, go on.
Yeah, we used our third Fast Pass at Star Tours. This time we got Kylo Ren and BB-8. Then we got lunch at Backlot Express. The burger here is better than at Cosmic Rays. Like, has everything to do with the bun. I mean, yeah, it's probably a crowded place, but it's still a neat one. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is a car that was used in Roger Rabbit.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you might be able to see in those pictures, but it's like, so this is what Bob Hoskins wrote in for Benny.
Yeah, and they superimposed, the animation on top of it when they were going, yeah. Oh, my God, that's amazing.
They used to have the Toon Patrol car out front. Now they don't. Yeah. Whatever. So from there, we went to Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular.
Nice.
Yeah, which I might have appreciated this show more if it weren't for the heat.
Yeah, the shows are really bad for the heat. It's not something I'm gonna go to again.
I think it would have been worth it if it had Kermit the Frog in it.
Well, yeah, everything would be worth it if it had Kermit the Frog in it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Remember that
fucking primeval.
Kermit the Frog presents Superstar Limo! Yay!
No, but Monkey, you saw the Walt Disney Muppet crossover, right?
Of course, yeah. Miss Piggy, how are we going to explain this to Big Bird? See, I was certainly thinking of that in Step by Step and Full House. Wait. But yeah, so I mean, it is a cool show. I like how they highlight different people involved in the production, like the different kinds of people who are involved in it, like the second directors or what second unit is.
Uh-huh.
Of course, these guys weren't really people in the industry. Like, whatever. I had seen this show once on the first, so it's not entirely new, but it's first time in a while. From there, we caught Voyage of the Little Mermaid, which I still quite like. Yeah,
I don't care. It's so bad it's good attraction.
I wouldn't say that a bit ironic in my like of it. I mean, yeah, it's some weird painting and the film quality is real old, but you got those black light effects. You got Ursula. You got some fun in-theater effects. I mean, how can you not love laser Ursula face on the walls of the theater?
That's what I'm saying.
How can you not love that?
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also, a Little Mermaid guy myself. So, and I'd say
Sorry.
Yeah.
Again, I think at the end of the day, Little Mermaid, whether you love it or hate it, the animation, the production, just the place that movie holds in Disney history, it's hard to knock.
Yeah. Is this an edge over Beauty and the Beast in terms of storytelling? Is that No, Beauty and the Beast is supposed to be like, here's the movie, here's a story, here's a telling of the movie. But I think Little Mermaid is trying to be more of a best of.
Little Mermaid is more self-aware about like, okay, we're not going to fill in like the whole story. This is more like it's the Little Mermaid experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like here's classic songs from it, and we're gonna get some story in there, but yeah. So coming out of there, like I caught a glimpse of Rey and Chewbacca leaving a Star Wars show.
Nice.
Cool. And from there we went to Walt Disney Presents.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
This is one that I kind of regret not doing.
Yeah, because they have some neat stuff in there. Like I don't know if it was really Walt's school desk, but they have that. They have like a desk he worked at. They have a suitcase he had. They have the multiplane camera. They have the dancing man.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah. And then of course some other park stuff like models. They have the old Lincoln animatronic.
Nice.
They also had a couple of costumes from Black Panther.
So,
yeah, Forrest Whitaker and Angela Bassett's costumes.
Huh.
I had heard something like Incredibles 2 previews would only be like in the mornings for pass holders. Turns out that's not the case. That's just what they show in there now. Obviously, I skipped it.
Yeah. Monkey's not a trailer guy.
Yeah, and especially in the parks. But so,
one of those I've ever done is the preview for Pete's Dragon, and I gotta tell you guys that preview sold me on Pete's Dragon.
Fair enough. But let's see. I was tempted to check out Midway Mania, but I didn't. I mean, we went into Pixar Place briefly and decided not to do the ride, so then we're kind of like sitting there, like, what do we do now? And we saw some of the Green Army Men show, like they were performing nearby.
Huh.
So we decided to go to Muppets. So we stopped by the Chinese theater to look at it a little. As someone who has gotten to stop by the Chinese, like, kind of once a year for the last few years, like when I go to see Nightmare Before Christmas at El Capitan, it's a good recreation. Like, it's a good replica. Although some of the names in the pavement are hard to make out, but whatever.
And of course, it's not having a ride in there at the moment.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so good when there's finally another attraction in there. Like, not just having an attraction in that building, but just another attraction in the park, especially in the middle. Whatever. So we went to Muppets, and something that people with dirty minds are going to love taking out of context. I finally got wet. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was kind of missing the where's the you were wet for what reason?
Fozzie Bear's flower?
Oh, of course. Oh my god, it's awesome. Yeah. All right. You got the flower. Yeah. All right, nice.
Also, walking out of the theater this time, I noticed like something I had never noticed before. Like, I don't know if California did this ever, but there were arrows sticking out of the walls and the boxes at like by the end. From the Salute to All Nations, but mostly America.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I had never noticed that before. So I got one of these because I had to get one while I was there.
Obligatory. It's funny, Monkey. Hollywood Studios was also the park I got mine.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, like, especially on the first few bites, I take a bite, it's in there and like, oh, that's cold.
Yeah, I've got wonderful ice cream related memories at Disney World too. Specifically Tomorrowland, but
Right, I remember. So we go back to the room. I think we just rested for a while. Like, I'm sure I had the Mickey cartoons and Timon and Pumbaa on again. I probably fell asleep. And this is like, well, how else to pass the time before Fantasia Gardens? So yeah, we did that. I was able to glimpse illuminations from the lounge. And then we set off. It was nice to pass through the boardwalk at night. The trees at the Swan and Dolphin Dock were lighting up. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I was even able to see through the windows Garden Grove.
Yeah.
Out of view. And then when we had to cross the street to get to Fantasia Gardens, I thought of Timon and Pumbaa. What did Pumbaa say about crossing the street?
That is stressful. Tell me that's not one of the worst crosswalks in the resort.
I haven't experienced a lot of other crosswalks, but yeah, that one could be handled better. What do you think, Pumbaa? Well, I think you need to slow down, pay attention. You get the idea. So, yeah, Fantasia Gardens. Saved it for night because I've always done it at night for whatever reason, and it looks good at night. It's funny, you can hear Phantasmic from there.
Nice.
And we also saw the other fireworks that Studios does. Like, it was the water or something had a smell that reminded me of Knott's Berry Farm, and now I want a Knott's Berry Farm mini golf course.
Aww.
Yeah. I know, there was one area, like, I think Dance of the Hours, maybe the plants had me sneezing a lot. And a couple of the water features weren't working, but I mean, some of the bigger, like I'd were, so okay. We headed back. I think it was around this point I appreciated I had more of an appreciation for the idea of non-park days.
Yep.
So, next morning, my neck was sore that morning for some reason. Maybe I slept on it weird. So, and in the lobby, I was pleased to see that one of the greatest class of cinema was playing. So, from there, we went to Magic Kingdom for Rope Drop or whatever. We got there just after. Walked on Splash Mountain, did the mansion, and then used our new first fast pass because again, like, we canceled the Enchanted Tales with Belle one, and instead we got an earlier fast pass for the Jungle Cruise. Getting on the Jungle Cruise there feels less safe. I'll to ask you about the ride. Is it better?
Okay. I'm gonna say Q is worse, ride is better.
I'm gonna say Q is better, ride other.
I don't think I even came up with one with the Q, so don't worry about that. Ride is not as good. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
I think Disneyland's has a better structure. And
I'm just going off of the really good skipper I had.
Oh yeah, we had a good skipper too.
Yeah, the skipper makes or breaks the ride.
Yeah, like this one was like she had a lot of puns. Like, what was it like? There was, I think, the part with the plane. She got out like 5 puns in a row. So yeah, yay skippers. See, from there we did It's a Small World, and then yeah, on the way to our next thing we noticed this. I love this theming. But whatever. We saw Dumbo had a 15-minute wait, so let's do that.
Yay.
As Dumbo would say, well, Dumbo wouldn't say anything,
exactly.
But he means to say, "As a prayer!"
That's why Dumbo doesn't have a voice, folks. That's why I basically had a speaking role within the audition. Then they said, you know what, we're going to go a different way with it. But thanks. We'll keep the movie, though. Don't worry. Just, you work on your Buster Keaton. There you go. Now we're off to the races. All right, let's make a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the queue is better, but...
Is there really a queue for this? Come on. Is there really a queue?
Yes, there is now.
Well, now there's a queue?
There is now. Yeah.
What's the queue?
It takes you inside a circus tent to wait a little, and while you're waiting, your kids can play in a circus-themed playground.
All right, I guess the queue is... I guess the queue's better. The ride, I want to say it's just about the same, but I mean, I guess other than...
Both are better. Like, I mean, the queue for obvious reasons, and then the ride, like, aside from the fact that there's 2 of them, so hello capacity increase. Also, I like their Dumbo area section. I think their Dumbo looks better aesthetically, actually.
You know what? I have a soft spot for Disneyland's Dumbo area because it's like tucked in between Casey Jr. and Story McLean canal boats, and it's got all those hedges in the background.
Oh yeah, fair enough. And I mean, granted, I don't know what it looks like now because I guess they, touched it up a bit.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so I haven't seen what that looks like yet.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so and I also love that his mother's on it in Florida.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but you're, like, kind of near the top of the thing. Aw.
Yeah.
So I think from there we went to Tomorrowland. We almost did Laugh Floor, but the wait seemed a little long, so we didn't. Instead, we did the People Mover.
Yeah.
Then from there we did Carousel of Progress.
Yeah.
And then we used our second Fast Pass at Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah!
And for some reason, the animatronic and such was covered up.
No!
Yeah, that was weird. And somehow I managed this.
Hey.
I mean, like, I can kind of... It's not too difficult for me to get that in California, but in Florida, that's an achievement.
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Silver lining.
Okay, so from there, we went to Laugh Floor.
All right.
It was funnier this time.
Were you that guy?
I wish.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, don't give it away to Tiki yet, but
all right,
if he doesn't know. Tiki, do you know?
No, Tiki doesn't know. I don't know what you're talking
about. Okay, don't forget you ever heard it, kid.
Oh,
forget you ever heard it.
All right.
He must have been a monster comedian. So yeah, I think it was funnier this time, and I think a lot of it was for Buddy Boyle, like his interactions with the person he chose to guess a number. Like there was a bit where it's like he was waiting to, so like I'm gonna say the name Kelsey, like waiting for her to say if she'd given her number yet, and of course he's supposedly can't hear her, so there was quite a while of him being like, Kelsey! 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 You get the idea.
Yeah.
There was a bit where, I don't remember what, but it was like, yeah, you saw it! Yeah, you saw it, they saw it! And then everybody on Facebook Live saw it, like the camera panned over to Kelsey's friend who was filming the thing on her phone. That was great.
And of course he's yelling Kelsey so many times as Kelsey Grammer pokes his head and says, what?
No, we don't want you. We kicked you out of being in Monsters University for a reason.
Yeah, get out of here, Kelsey Grammer.
And we hear the Lonely Man theme. Da, 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 da. Poor Frasier. Okay.
So then, and then it was funny, like, right after that, like, there was whatever stuff between Roz and Mike, there's that moment where Mike wants, like, has the audience, like, cheer, like, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, the audience does that, and there was still a bit of silence from me, and then you hear, Kelsey was your number 18. That was great. Yeah, so we got out of there. We did PhilharMagic. The picture may have been a little better this time, like especially in the first scene. Maybe because I was a little more to the side. I don't know. And I guess being in here, we missed rain because the ground was wet afterwards. So then we went to Liberty Square to catch the Muppets' great moments in history.
Ooh, okay.
So tell us about what it's like anyway.
Well, we caught the last few minutes of the Declaration one, so.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
so you basically had my experience.
Yeah, but then the next show was like not even a half hour later. So,
oh, okay.
I looked around Liberty Square a little. It's a good-looking land. They are especially American by having a all-year-round Christmas store.
Right.
Passed by a couple country bears. I looked in the Memento Mori shop, and I realized the eyeball on the sign watches you. That was really cool. I really liked this artwork. And then I caught the Paul Revere show, which maybe not as neat as the other one looked.
So what? Like, explain to me. So how does this Muppets Great Moment in History thing go? Like exactly?
There's like they're in the like they're appearing in some windows near in one of the buildings near Hall of Presidents, and they tell you a story about history, like Paul Revere or the Declaration of Independence. And then the Declaration of Independence one, Sam appears in like some little hole above the Hall of Presidents sign. That's neat. But he doesn't for Paul Revere.
Sounds fun though. Sam Eagle telling you some stuff. I mean, that's
yeah, and of course, you know, it's the Muppets, so it doesn't go smoothly.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, I know they're like 5% bigger, so it's not technically seeing them live, but it's still pretty damn close to seeing them live, which is, of course, pretty damn awesome. Like, especially as, I mean, yes, I have seen Muppets live, but only from far away. So, so this was, you know, refreshing. I mean, what? Man, that's one of the reasons I love seeing Avenue Q is to see these puppets live! Yay!
Yay!
Maybe it was also because, you know, like, you got Jim Henson in the studios, and then, you know, Matt Vogel nowadays, and this is a relatively recent product, but there was something kind of funny, weird about having Steve Whitmire Kermit.
Yeah,
that's funny. There was even a sort of callback, a little reference to the "What foolishness would you like to see" gag. But whatever. So from there we got lunch at Pecos Bill. We tried mobile ordering. That really didn't go smoothly, so we just ordered there. It is crowded, and the burger was same quality as Cosmic Rays. Well, the bun rather. And as you can see, the seats were stooled, but damn it, it looks great inside. From there, we used our third fast pass at Seven Dwarfs. You know, another good one. There was still some little thing, like little. I noticed during the ride a few little raindrops, and yeah, it was raining after we got off. I couldn't really find any compelling fast pass opportunities on the app. We did poo again. Then we decided to take the train. Like, I wanted to, you know, be there during the fireworks so I could get on rides during the fireworks, but whatever. So we took the train. I thought of Pumbaa again. Like, we don't normally take the train, so here's how to be safe.
God. So it seems like this whole Timon and Pumbaa thing was kind of like the running gag of the trip.
It became that, yes. Like during the trip, awesome. I was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna make that a running gag on the podcast. I love the I really like the announcer in the Fantasyland station. I don't know if there was one for the other stations, but it was, you know, I really like the voice. And then he also adds on stuff like, clowns and acrobats, please report to the Big Top Supervisor. So yeah, we took the train. I like how the narration calls Tomorrowland a world on the move. I appreciated that.
Yeah, nice.
I think the train actually changed elevation at one point. There was this one line I liked when you pass by Big Thunder. It's like, runaway trains, I ask you, is that any way to run a railroad? We took the train full circle. And then we were going to take it to Main Street, to Frontierland, like get in the Country Bears or whatever, possibly Splash. But then I had this idea of like, we got off at Main Street instead, because I had the idea like, what if we took some time? We have time. What if we stopped by the? No, wait. I remember now. We got a we reserved a fast pass for Pirates at 6:30, and this was like maybe around 4. So I had an idea like, you know what? Let's check out Wilderness Lodge and the Grand Floridian.
Nice.
So we got on a boat to go to Wilderness Lodge. It's a longer ride than the Crescent Lake stops, but hey, it's only one stop. So
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Take a look at me.
What?
Yeah. No, that would be in the Country Bears. Dumb jerk with a camera reference here. Ding! And so, yeah, we got to Wilderness Lodge, and it is very different from the stuff at Crescent Lake.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. I mean, look at this. It's a bridge and a little geyser thing in the lobby.
That's quaint.
What? Wow. Eventually, we figured that you can't go from Wilderness Lodge to Ticket and Transportation. So we took a boat to the Contemporary, little boat.
Not the little motor boats.
Well, in Disney World, no, for Disney World, it would be, well, at least they still have those little swan boats. No! Not the swans!
They need time to create.
So, yeah, we passed through the Contemporary and up past the lobby to the escalator to the monorail, and wow, the lobby of the Contemporary, not impressive.
Not impressive.
No, it's the lobby and such, it's kind of meh. It's kind of like just a modern hotel.
Interesting.
I mean, the floor that has like Chef Mickey's and the monorail and like the mural especially is, the mural is great.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have
whatever. So we got on the monorail. So we took the monorail to the Floridian. It was kind of funny, like this whole hotel thing. It was the kind of nice thing was that it was like going back to the hotel without actually going back to our hotel.
Right.
And also, this thing was like, it was kind of like the filming locations tour. Because, of course, Family Matters stayed at Wilderness Lodge. Then Escape from Tomorrow stayed at the Contemporary and made a monorail stop at the Polynesian, like us. And then Full House stayed at the Grand Floridian. Speaking of Grand Floridian, that lobby is awesome.
Oh, wow.
And this is just a close-up shot of a band that was playing Friend Like Me as we entered. As if the lobby wasn't awesome enough, you have that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like really beautiful in there. We even saw like one of those water play areas outside. It was like themed to the Mad Hatter. So like it has one of those buckets that dumps over and douses you when it gets full, and it looks like the Mad Hatter's hat. There was a rusty Ferris wheel model in there. Neat, but I still prefer the little roller coaster model in the Boardwalks lobby. It's not rusty, and I've also got nostalgia.
Russ, right here, Dad. Anyway,
it was funny. Like I realized going down that staircase, that would be the one that they went down in Full House and they talked about Splash Mountain right before they saw that Steve was checking in.
Yeah.
And they also had a couple little TVs, like for kids to watch. Like I remember Grand Californian had something like that, and one of them was playing the Timon and Pumbaa cartoons.
Nice.
Well, that's not Omen. I don't know what is.
and they have an adorable monkey painting.
Monkey.
I mean, I still love the boardwalk, but yeah, this was pretty beautiful. Yeah, we went back into Magic Kingdom. We used a fast pass on Pirates. Then we went to do Country Bears another time. It's the show, but something interesting happened. So like the doors to we made it in time to just walk right into the auditorium.
Uh-huh.
We're waiting for the show to start. We're getting our seats, and the curtains open.
Oh, God.
All the curtains open. The backdrop with all the advertisements goes up, and so it's like a few moments of the bears just they're frozen in the dark.
Oh, that's so freaky.
That is.
I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified.
Including 2 Henrys. So there were 2 Henrys visible.
Oh, God.
I think even the cast member was was surprised and confused.
You're gonna become sentient. Run!
Double think my nostalgic memories I have for Country Bears.
Huh?
I said, now you're making me rethink my memories of Country Bears. Oh, that's genuinely horrific.
I didn't feel horrified, but yeah, I can see that.
So anyways, you see Big Al and everyone?
Well, it was the 5 bear rugs, and then Ernest, Henry with the guitar, First Henry, and Trixie.
Okay.
So no Big Al, but still.
Uh-huh.
So from there, we redeemed the fast pass for Winnie the Pooh.
Nice.
We step up, the gate closes, the people in front of us are about to set off, and the lights come on for in the ride, and the ride is stopped. I guess maybe somebody vomited or something. That was
oh boy.
Gross.
So they put this little thing for us to scan our bands that gave us a fast pass for anything that wasn't Dwarfs or Pan or Meeting Mickey. So yeah, no Pooh at that point. So we figured what to do. We visited Sunny one last time. And then let's see. So then we did Progress. My parents went back to the room at this point. I used a fast pass on Space Mountain, and I finally got to go through. I went on the other track this time. I got the front seat again, and I finally got to go through the unthemed hallway.
Yeah!
It didn't live up to my expectations. I thought it was going to be more unthemed. So from there, I managed to time it so that I got on the People Mover, and I was riding the People Mover during the fireworks.
Nice.
Yeah, that is cool. I recommend it. If you can do that when you're there, try it.
Okay. I'll make a note of that.
You got fireworks, you got the projections on the castle. I mean, it is pretty cool to ride the People Mover while you have Out There and How Far I'll Go playing.
Right.
I remember with Out There especially was timed pretty well. I think it was the song ended right before it turned into Space Mountain. So yeah, People Mover. And then I took the opportunity, fireworks are still going. I did Buzz again, which was a walk-on. The Buzz animatronic was back.
All right.
And then, Pooh was back up. I used a fast pass for that. I actually got on this time, and I'm wondering, how much left I want to do. Especially if I want to get on the bus before it starts combining hotels instead of just straight to Boardwalk. So whatever. And, so whatever, right before the car sets off, it turns out, somehow I got that car to myself. And so I realized that, and then I'm like, okay, this has to be the last ride in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Destiny.
Yeah, so yeah, it was. God, it would have been fitting if they still had that the end page at the end, but they don't for some reason. Why?
Because life never should have an ending.
So yeah, I was leaving Magic Kingdom last time for now. I did an open gesture looking at the castle for the last time. I got on the bus to go back to the boardwalk.
If your head was a little lower, you could have worn the castle as a hat.
Yeah, so now some shots of the room, last day. And finally get some room shots in there. There's the TV. There's a painting that I really like in there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a really nice painting. There's my bed in the morning. Yeah, there's that main channel on the TV. So yeah, we went to studios from there, so I could get in last rides on Tower and Muppets, whatever. So we get there. There were street performers out front again. So yeah, bookend. And we had before we had gotten a reservation for Beauty and the Beast on this day, but ended up canceling it sometime before we arrived. And instead we got a fast pass for Midway Mania.
Oh, hooray!
Nice.
And we didn't go into the third track room. We went into the normal room.
Oh, hey, Monkey, listen, I mean to ask you this. So tell me, did you see any construction going on for Toy Story Land?
Kinda, yeah, like the walls, and then I saw a little bit of it from Tower of Terror one time.
All right. Let me ask you this: for Midway Mania, did they change Potato Head with Wheezy yet, or are they was it still Potato?
No, Wheezy is part of the Slinky Dog coaster.
Ah, okay, that's what they're doing.
Dragon, and Tiki, let me ask you something.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say Q, yes, ride, other.
I'm gonna be optimistic and say both of it was better.
Q is at least better by default, and the queue is in a weird spot right now because they're still rearranging it for Toy Story Land. So the queue's in a weird spot, and although I do really like the Victorian look that DCA has in the facade and the station, Florida's is more creative and it's indoors.
Hot dog.
So, maybe the screens in the ride are better, but I do actually kind of prefer the California one, just because for whatever reason, Florida doesn't have that hallway towards the beginning after training where they're like, okay, here's something you need to know. Okay, here's a tip. Shoot as much as you want. Some targets are worth more than others. Watch for moving targets. So, like a transitional period to let you know some stuff before you go into the main games. So we did that. We had quite a while before our next Fast Pass, so my dad went to do the singles line at Rock and Roller Coaster.
Nice.
I guess he managed to do it twice between this and our next Fast Pass. So, so Mother and I, we went into Launch Bay. We didn't do the movie. It was funny. These guys were going around.
So Launch Bay, that's like the museum of the Star Wars stuff, right?
Yeah.
What stuck out?
What stuck out to you? Well, what?
So
well, we did. We didn't do the movie, but we did the museum. It seems like, some of the stuff there is actually from the movies and not just recreation. So That's a plus above California. And it didn't take out the mechanics of the Carousel Theater. That's another plus over California. And it is neat. It has a little sort of area that looks like the Cantina bar.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Ooh.
Although maybe the way the exhibits are laid out is a bit better in California. Like, it's more intimate. Like, it's not so spread out. I'm talking about that right now, pretty much. So,
okay. I'm sorry.
Although, yeah, I did appreciate this. They have the old Q2 heads in there.
Cool. Oh
Yeah,
my
that
god,
was
that's so neat.
yay. So yeah, not much to pass the time. Like, I got a popcorn. I noticed that, like, yeah, I can definitely feel the absence of an attraction in the Chinese theater. Then we went into Little Mermaid. Isn't Trident's face amazing here?
Oh god, I hate when that happens. You always get that one. You get kind of that one weird intermediary.
Dragon, you should see a couple of the ones I've gotten of Ursula.
I've seen tons of them from Batman the Animated Series. You get like these really weird interchanges between poses, and they're all like wonky. I'm like, oh my god, what happened?
There's this amazing one I snapped from Poor Unfortunate Souls where it looks like Ursula has these huge eyes. Well, yeah, but so we did that. We walked over to Sunset Boulevard, caught a glimpse of the Phasma March.
Huh.
Neat. As we approached, we could hear the Beauty and the Beast show. Yeah, like I could even see a little of the proscenium. So it's like, Be Our Guest was ending, and I realized, oh wait, so I know what's coming up. And sure enough, I hear, "Rah! I am the master of this castle. Rah! She'll never see me as anything but a monster. Rah! Rah!"
It sounds
I'm not
like
exaggerating, Dragon.
So you're saying he delivered the lines pretty much like that?
Pretty much. Like, that's pretty much the exact line.
I'm getting a sense unimpressive.
So I decided to brave the singles line for Rock and Roller Coaster. It only lasted, like, I think maybe 35 minutes or so. And the thing is, you know, it's set up in, like, segments, so it helps it doesn't not feel as bad. It's funny. I wonder if the cast member running the pre-show used to work at Men in Black. Because when we entered that room, he said that, like, yeah, it was our first stop before we go on our 3-hour walking tour.
Nice.
And then he said something, hey, Steve, what about some backstage passes? So when that happened to you, Tiki, I wonder if it was a cast member who did it. Hell, if it was the same guy.
Could have been.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for it next time to see if it's a cast member that does it or if it happens again.
I'm still convinced.
I mean, this only happened on the second time for me.
Uh-huh.
It's so funny when you get like a similar cast member, similar kind of someone who plays a character. I guess a character actor. I remember once I got Belle, and Belle, I could have sworn it was the same girl who played her who played the girl who played Merida like a few years later. I think it's the last time I went.
I think you told this story last time. Dragon, have you ever heard of Maynard from Disneyland?
No.
Yeah, he's kind of like a famous Disneyland cast member. It's like, look up the stuff of him working the Tiki Room. You'll understand. So from there, we used our second fast pass at the Tower of Terror. The drop sequence finally began with a drop.
Gasp.
Yeah. And then we stopped at Planet Hollywood store solely for this thing. Because... and we stopped for this thing because I recognized it from some jerk with a camera.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know cheese could cannibalize other cheese, but apparently those Swiss holes have teeth in them. I told them genetic engineering would lead to this. If you thought cheddar was sharp before... What was I talking about? And, had some interesting stuff in there, like, say, a puppet from Puppet Master, the Smell Master from Richie Rich. They had stuff that I figure would have been at Universal, like they had a shrimp arm from Beetlejuice. They had the Back to the Future almanac. They had a Terminator 2 Schwarzenegger mannequin. Because, you know, who doesn't want to see gory Schwarzenegger mannequin at a Disney park?
Wait, so you're saying all of that was here?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Planet Hollywood store.
Huh. Neat. Still a place, but it's neat.
Yeah, I mean, especially ironic, you know, considering the one studio that wasn't in the Great Movie Ride. Anyway, so yeah, and then we went over to what I definitely wanted to be the last attraction of the trip.
Yes, of course. Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
Goodbye, so very sad. Try
oh
to
my
remember
God, how
the
did I not think of that? How did I not think of that?
What?
Of that
saying goodbye
song?
time, saying goodbye to the end of his.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
I think I freaking thought of the frog is staying when I did Rent, and I didn't think of saying goodbye my last time doing Muppets on this trip as my last attraction.
You're welcome.
So yeah, so we went over to the bus stop. Our bus had left, but a bus for the Yacht and Beach Club pulled up, and we thought, well, let's take that. We'll be able to look inside the yacht club, visit another hotel, and then like take the boat to the boardwalk. Yeah, we looked inside the yacht club lobby. It's neat. Then was it my parents were looking in the gift shop or something there, so I took the boat to the boardwalk. I went inside, like, we were already done with the room, so we were in the lounge for a couple hours waiting for our thing to leave. I recommend these cookies. Then so after a couple hours there, went back to the airport. The flight back was shorter than expected. Maybe it felt shorter. It was easier to rest on this one, and after that, like walking out of there and going to baggage claim, I think my feet hurt more than they did during other parts of the trip.
I've been there.
So
I feel that.
So I guess that was it. It's kind of like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's kind of like, what was that?
What was that?
Like, like, yeah, let's just insert that clip of like from Into the Woods. What was that?
Or from Bates Motel.
What was that?
What was that?
And of course, Pumbaa got brought up a lot, with the bus and the plane.
Oh God, sure.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the Disney version.
Now, Timon, here's what you need to do when you go on the podcast. You need to slow down, pay attention, use proper equipment, and don't distract.
All right, Monkey.
That would be so funny if the Broadway actors reenacted that.
God. Do you have any advice for me, Monkey, as I set sail on my trip?
Give the boys word of encouragement, Monkey. What do you got?
I didn't expect you to ask that, so I don't have anything right off. I'm sure I can come up with some over the next few months.
Fair enough. So, folks, I will be leaving in December 1st through December 8th is my trip, and that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, I guess any final thoughts, Monkey?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, check out the boardwalk lobby, of course.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna check out the boardwalk lobby. I'm gonna check out jelly rolls if I have the time.
I guess one of the other things I noticed was like the traffic patterns of the crowds were kind of weird. People moved weirdly, I guess, hard to get past or whatever. I could fall asleep easier than I normally do. Yay. The animatronics seem to move a bit more robotically there. Like I said, first day was my favorite out of them. Splash Mountain was my favorite attraction. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, favorite non-California attraction. Test Track, least favorite attraction. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad I got to go back. As much as I've had nitpicks throughout this thing, I am glad I got to make it back.
Sure.
Personally, what I'd like to do is get back, long-term plan, hopefully get back in like maybe 2022 or something. Maybe 2021, but at least once the 4 new rides are open. You're like, I'm not as worried about Tron Coaster, but like, once Ratatouille and Guardians and Runaway Railway are open. And it was kind of funny, like watching all those Mickey cartoons, it made me especially more wondering, especially thinking about Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
They're funny cartoons. Like, what was it? That one where Donald gets split into two personalities. Like his loving persona was hysterical. But yeah, so and I guess I'll have more of a fresh memory for the next time. And I'm guessing I'll probably look more into non-park days next time. Like I may take a day just to visit the hotels.
Yeah, I think that you would be even more into that than I am, honestly, considering your love of architecture and everything.
Yeah, and I could probably get Yeehaw Bob in that day.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. I could probably stop by Disney Springs, maybe. Maybe even fit in a day or two at Universal, or find some other time to do a Universal trip. But other trips like this or getting back to New York are probably more of a priority.
Sure. All right, folks. Final thoughts
Walt
on
Disney World.
I'm still sitting envious here that Monkey went to the parks. He's living the dream. He's able to park up, able to do not just all parks.
Dragon, I hope you make it back there sometime sooner than later.
Yep.
And that you make it out here as well.
Sure. Well, regardless, again, I'm very envious. It sounded like he had he was living the dream. He was park hop, and he got to do so much in roughly 6 or 7 days, 6 days,
like 7-ish.
All right, 7. Well, again, 6, 7.
Yeah,
the point.
I got to do this.
We should all be very proud of Monkey. He went there, he conquered, he divided, and then he reconquered. He's going back and forth between the parks. Sounded like a blast. Sure was a good time. We should all be very happy for him. All right.
All right.
All right.